thank you for joining us on this ceasefire moment. Grace versus law. We're continuing to look at the commandments and what ones we're able to keep and what ones we may no longer be able to keep. As far as the dietary stuff goes, we do know that the disciples did get together along with Paul and discuss what the Gentiles should do right off the bat when they first converted. And they wrote a letter to the Gentiles and told them not to eat the meat sacrificed to other gods and to not eat or drink blood. So we know that somewhere along the line they must have picked that up from Jesus. And they said that the rest of this stuff was already being taught in the synagogues, assuming that over time they would learn the other stuff. They felt that that was a couple of things that the Gentiles could easily start off with doing. With the clean and unclean animals, I think people might have some problems with this, but this is the unclean list. You can kind of read over them yourself, pause the video if you need to. Right off the bat, I'm not seeing anything I would have a problem with, but I do know people who eat bear, maybe beaver. Oh, I didn't know rabbits is on there. There are people in other countries that eat these other things, but let's keep looking for anything. Pig, lots of people eat that. I think that's the only one that people really, in the United States anyway, have a major problem with, is that they want their pig. You got to have that bacon and that ham. Rabbits, squirrel, I know people eat squirrel. Ooh, worm. No, I don't think so. Birds, let's see. Yeah, I don't think too many people eat any of these birds. It's funny how people just kind of tend to stay away from a lot of this stuff anyway. All insects except some in the locust family. Okay, so you can eat a locust. Ain't gonna happen. Reptiles, yeah, I know people eat frogs and crocodiles. Snakes, turtles. I'm not into that. I don't like any seafood, but I'm sure people, I know catfish is a big thing, clams, crabs, these are things that people do tend to eat. Lobsters, oysters, scallops, shrimp, yeah. So that's a list of the unclean items. So I guess you may have a problem with that. I guess the question would have to be, are these things that you cannot keep, or are these things that you just choose to not keep? Because that's a different story. Okay, that's it for Dietary Laws. This concludes this episode of this Ceasefire Moment. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you learned something.